Hello again, everyone, and welcome to episode 125 of Love at First Scent with me, Persolaise, coming to you live from YouTube. Do the usual thing, make sure everything is coming through loud and clear on the tablet. Gavin gets the first comment here. The name of this perfume makes me want an iris perfume crossed with the Poundland staple Torrefie. Well, maybe if you write to Guerlain, you'll get that one. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already done so. Please leave comments, questions, likes, thumbs up, hearts, whatever, and consider supporting my work on Ko-fi. You will find all of the information on that in the video description below. And also, for the benefit of those of you watching the recording, this is the fourth and final of 4 videos that I've broadcast today. We started with a Dunhill review, then we did the new Serge Lutens called Fils de Joie, then we've just done the new City exclusive from Le Labo Citron 28, and now we're going to do a new Guerlain. So if you would like to watch as though you were watching live, look at the links below. I'll try and post them into the video description as quickly as possible so that you can start at the Dunhill and work your way down to Guerlain. I'm really nervous. I'm going to love this one, says Eric. Now, I can't show you the proper bottle, I'm afraid, because all I've got is this, I guess, 2 ml vial, 1.5 ml vial, 2 ml vial. I'm excited for this. So am I, Gino. This is from Guerlain's Art et Matière range, their exclusive range. They've got a few exclusive ranges, haven't they? This is from the art and materials. And the rule with this range is that every name must name check a material. This one interests me very much, says Keith, but the price is a bit scary. The price of all of these is a bit scary. And I had to look up, my French is not that great at all. I had to look up what that name means, and it means roasted iris, which is an interesting idea. Now, one much loved, I'm glad the hair is back today, says Benjamin. Oh, okay, do you guys prefer it like this then? It's nice to have a change, isn't it? A much loved Guerlain Iris from that range was, of course, Iris Ganache, which I even included in my book. Weirdly enough, I wrote a lot of my book to Iris Ganache. Gino says, my faves from this line are Tonka Imperial and Rose Barbare by Francis Kurkdjian, of course. Can't wait to try this. But Iris Ganache got discontinued. Iris, of course, is a note that keeps reappearing at Guerlain. Roasted iris sounds like someone's cooked grandma. You get comment of the day. I love that. Is this going to smell like cooked grandma? Davlone says, so happy to caught this one live. I recently got this. Very little coffee for me. Oh, spoiler. So is it coffee? Mostly iris and ambrette. Thankfully, they kept the sweetness very low. Okay, so is it meant to be coffee? Ah, you've let the cat out of the bag there, or the bean out of the bag. The thing with coffee notes is that if it is coffee, they usually need skin. So I will try this on paper, but of course I will try on all of the ones that I smelt today on skin as well. But I think this one will need to be a skin one then. Okay, we need to get going. So roasted grandma, iris and coffee. Well, let's find out. You've put the idea in my head now. Let's see. No, but what was I saying? Iris as a Guerlain note. Of course, Après l'Ondaise is features iris prominently, and it's used a lot in all of that. It's important in Shalimar, and then so it was brought into the fore in Shalimar Parfum Initial, which I think now is just called Initial. So not a stranger to the house by any means. And this is by Delphine Jelk. L'heure bleue. Thank you very much. Yes. Shall we do this? Okay, so roasted iris, Iris Torrefie from Guerlain, with supposedly a coffee note in it. Definitely iris note. Very interested. Let's go, says Thea. This is fascinating, because I'm not especially getting, I don't even want to try and pronounce the name. No, I'm not getting, coffee, like, think of a coffee scent, like Hot Cologne from the Mugler exclusives, okay, which has a really, really strong, prominent coffee note. And yet, fascinatingly, the iris does feel hot. And I think, is it a powdery iris? Not yet. And I think because it's hot, because it has a baked, roasted feel, can you see where I might go with this? It's making me think of the original Dior Homme by Olivier Polge, which is, of course, not a bad thing to be reminded of, right? Maybe a kind of coffee ground effect, says Davlon. Maybe. Love your fascinating expression. Let's try and do it again. No. This is making me think more and more of Dior Homme, but whereas Dior Homme, had that kind of apple thing happening, which brought in a sense of sweetness, this is really not shying away from the dryness of the iris. Interesting. That's been the word for today, actually, hasn't it? This is nice. So far. This will definitely... I tell you what, I can't wait. I want to see if the coffee will be more pronounced on skin. So I'm just going to... fascinating expression should be the thumbnail for this one. Or maybe not. Let's see if the coffee comes out a bit more prominently on skin. So I've just sprayed some on the back of my hand, okay? Yes. And it could also be because by smelling that, I'm blocking out some of the notes there to make the coffee come out. So it's like adding iris to your morning coffee. Doesn't everyone? No, it is there. The coffee is definitely there, but it's subtle and nicely judged. Nice combo, Guerlain, or nice combo, Delphine Jelk, I should say. Now I'm going to wish that I could get a full bottle of this, but no, this is fine. Aperol Spritz says, I feel like the coffee accord is like a myth in perfumery. It's either fleeting or next to non-existent. But have you tried hot cologne from Mugler? Is it a lipsticky iris? Or maybe just suggestion of, but it's actually dry more than anything. Tomasz says, hello from the East. Ooh, hello. Is it as exciting and clinically clean as Guerlain Iris Torrefie? I don't know that one, sorry. Is it sweet, says Gino? No, it's definitely more dry rather than sweet. I mean, it has a touch of maybe powdery sweetness to it, but a touch. Gavin says, try Rochas Homme, the one like a purple horn for a coffee note. Okay, interesting. This one, I have to say, at least at this stage, this is a sort of love at first scent, for sure. We haven't done too badly today because the Lutins was fascinating as well. Again, I don't have a proper press release for this one, which is most frustrating. I've just got a little blurb, which I'll share with you now. Iris Torrefie is part of Guerlain's haute perfumery collections. Yes, fine, we know that. An incredibly noble material, majestic iris, blossoms in this new chapter of L'Art et la Matière, an extraordinary explosive encounter between full-bodied flavour and subtle softness. As smooth and powdery iris pallida meets powerful coffee in a clash of olfactory forces. But they haven't made it powerful coffee. It is more subtle than that. It's more nuanced than that. Delphine Jelk wanted to make the iris smile and allow it to display its vibrant energy, like the tete-a-tete of fragrances that occurs when the cosmetic scent of lipstick meets a steaming hot cup of coffee. Okay, nice. I like that. Is that did you know that? I forget who asked about the lipstick. So it could be like the... No, that works actually. The coffee-coloured perfume... Coffee-coloured perfume? Oh, just very, very subtly. Is housed in a bottle with sleek modern contours adorned with golden metal. Yes, fine. Well, you've told us all of that. And not much else really. The other thing, I suppose, it says top notes, coffee, bergamot and cardamom. Heart notes of iris pallida and ambrette, and base notes of opopanine, which I suppose is some kind of musk, which maybe is meant to make us think of opopanax, a vanilla tincture and sandalwood. Let me just get back to the feed because I can't see what you're all saying. Any more comments? Described as an oriental vanilla on Fragrantica. Well, let's see how it develops. That lipsticky thing is coming through now, actually, a little bit more. Is it always orris root in iris fragrances, says Liz? Well, it won't be the flower. It can't be the flower because you can't extract anything from the flower. Gavin says, I wonder what layering Bois Vanille with an iris soliflor would be like. Eric says, literally just typing that. Okay, sounds like a lovely combo. Intrigued, says Thea. And Aperol Spritz says, what's your favourite from the La Matière line? Maybe a video on that. I would have to get to know them a little bit better because they're not massively on my radar. I mean, they did the tuberose, was it Joyeuse Tubereuse or Tubereuse Joyeuse, which I thought was okay, but I don't know them that well. But this is, if I had to sum it up to round off this video, I would have to say this is like a drier Dior Homme, and instead of the kind of baked fruit thing, it's got this coffee idea in there. and it really works. I'm really want to give this a proper test run on skin, and I think it's because there's this clash of, you know, typically masculine, typically feminine, stereotypically I should say, and white and black, and, you know, dark and light, and night and day. It's all, it is about clashes. And coffee, of course, achieved that clash effect so well in the Mugler Hot Cologne. Maybe it's a note that's good for conveying this idea of clashes, except, you know, this isn't violent, this isn't explosive. In keeping with the sophistication of this line, it's more subtle than that. A few comments. Does the vanilla smell like real vanilla? I suppose it's not overly vanillic at the moment anyway. Gino says, do you think Dior should have launched this? I don't know. Cole says, I layered Oris Tattoo and Woody Perfecto yesterday, from Parlement de Parfum, of course, and the iris and coffee are a great combo. Okay, this sounds interesting. And Gavin, is it a big fragrance? Coffee is a big note. No, it's like they've sort of tuned it down. Mind you, I only just did the one spritz. It feels lighter on paper. Thin. No, it's not shouty as yet, which is another interesting thing about it. Consider us intrigued, Guerlain. Thank you very much, Delphine Jelk. So, thanks to all of you for tuning in. I am going to try to be, for the next sort of 5 weeks or so, I'm going to try to be a very, very diligent and hardworking Persolaise for all of you, just because I know that I'm probably not going to be able to do any videos at all in November, and yet this is, of course, the time of year when quite a few new releases are coming. So I will try and do as many videos as possible. The only thing with trying to do lots and lots of videos is that I can't always give you lots of notice. So apologies in advance for that, because if I suddenly find myself with half an hour to spare one evening, I may just have to do a video, which may mean that some of you can't tune in live, because we've got other stuff that I want to be able to share with you, including one that I nearly thought I might do today, but I ran out of time and my mind's gone. No, I'm really not with it today, I don't think. Thanks for the diligence. What was it? Because it was really, really interesting. Oh yes, and I want to bring you as well some details of a new brand called And, created by one of the founders of Guerrilla Perfumes, Lush. And he's sort of broken away from Lush now, Simon Constantine, and is doing his own thing. And a couple of those there are very, very interesting. And I knew what I was going to say. This Thursday at 5 p.m. UK time, please tune in. So that's going to be Thursday, what, 20, 21, 22, 24th, Thursday 24th. I need to check, because otherwise I'm going to be telling you the wrong thing. Yes, Thursday 24th of September at 5 p.m. UK time, another live interview. This will be a live interview with the Givaudan perfumer Sonia Constant, who has also actually created her own line called LAK. And we're going to be talking to her about that line, and I would imagine also talking to her about what it's like to be a Givaudan perfumer. So do try to tune in for that. Until then, be good, stay safe, take care, and thank you so much for watching today. Take care. Bye.